Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 20th of December going through until Sunday the 26th of December 2021. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to go through each day this week to see what the planets are doing, what energy they create amongst themselves, and how that's going to influence you this week. The thinking behind that being, if you know what the positive vibes are, then you can align yourself with that and have a fabulous time, and you can thrive, and you can avoid some of the pitfalls and some of the problems here. What I noticed looking at this week is that you may have a tendency to be overly sensitive, and at the same time, there may be a desire to impress other people and to show off a little bit. So that can complicate things because obviously, if you're trying to impress people, you care what they think. And then if you're overly sensitive, if things don't go the way you planned, then that could hurt your feelings. So try and exercise some caution in that area. The good news about this week is that it looks like a super positive Christmas. So Friday the 24th, Saturday the 25th, and Sunday the 26th of December, it's harmony and goodwill. It's the kind of Christmas people long for. So that's something to look forward to. And I think the sensitivity can be managed. So let's have a look at how. Monday the 20th of December, we've got the Cancer moon forming an opposition with the communication planet Mercury in Capricorn. It trines Neptune in Pisces, sextiles Uranus in Taurus, and quincunxes Saturn in Aquarius. Okay. So we've got the tiny little moon, the way that you feel and what comes naturally and easily to you, forming relationships with all these planets. So you may feel somewhat overwhelmed on Monday, somewhat stressed out, or there may be tension and it's me against the world. So immediately, if you have a support network of friends and family who you can call and who can support you, then that's a good idea on Monday. The Cancer moon makes you very sensitive. It makes you intuitive. If you're a creative type, it'll be easy for you to write, to create, to paint, to express yourself in some sort of practical way. And with Mercury being in Capricorn, you do have an ability to take something that is abstract and to capture it somehow through writing or music or art. It also gives you a healing ability. Cancer is the fourth sign in the zodiac that's concerned with the family and the home. So you may have a strong desire to nurture and to take care of others. Neptune in Pisces heightens your intuition and your imagination and your feelings. Sextiles Uranus in Taurus, so there may be a desire to make changes and to get as much done as possible. So that's you putting yourself under pressure. And it quincunxes Saturn in Aquarius. So you're teachable and you're willing to accept help and support. That's great. Mercury in Capricorn then trines Uranus in Taurus. Yeah, so there's a sense of drive and a desire to get everything done. So I think it's important to avoid perfectionism. And if you have a lot on Monday, then do what you can and prioritize and move the rest of the things that you can't get done to the next day. Instead of getting to a point where you're really emotionally upset or you're so stressed out that you're having a meltdown or something. The main thing about Monday is to prevent yourself from getting to that space by being nice to yourself, practicing self-care, and asking for help and support from other people. And it doesn't need to be like, oh, please help me, I'm so stressed out. It can just be picking up the phone and saying, hey, how you doing? And having a chat. That'll take the power out of this. So work may be a major source of stress and all of the things on your to-do list. So again, easy does it. Giving yourself time, I think, is the most important thing. And even scheduling in something that makes you feel good and makes you feel comfortable and like you do have enough time. There may be this generalized sense of anxiety and tension that's floating around, and that could make you irritable and snippy. So again, try and prevent yourself from getting to that spot by doing things that relax you and make you feel calm and everything is going to be okay. I can manage. Tuesday, the 21st of December, the sun enters Capricorn at 4:59 in the afternoon. So that's great news because that immediately dissolves some of this emotional tension. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's very grounded and sober-minded. Capricorn is the sign of the worker, and it's always trying to get somewhere. It takes great risk in order to achieve. So it's very ambitious, but very, very practical. And the sun In your birth chart, the rising sign is your default setting and the sun is what you're aspiring to. So the sun is the conscious identity, and it can represent even the general public. So this being in Capricorn is great because it means that your efforts are going to be rewarded more easily. What you put in, you're likely to get out. That you're able to see eye to eye with other people, that it's easy to get on the same page. Plus, it means that you feel more able to take care of the things that are required of you. So that also reduces the stress level because, yes, I can. So it's easy. The Cancer moon opposes Pluto and Venus in Capricorn, and it quincunxes Jupiter in Aquarius. So the Cancer moon is still there. So all those emotional, nurturing, sensitivity things. The opposition with Pluto and Venus in Capricorn, that's interesting because you do feel more grounded, but things that impose themselves on you, it could still be a huge emotional burden. So it's not like suddenly, snap your fingers and emotionally you're now on top of the world. Yes, you are more grounded, you feel stronger, more resilient, but it's important to only do as much as you can still on Tuesday the 21st and not to try and solve everything, because it can still feel like, I've bitten off more than I can chew here, especially with Jupiter and Aquarius making everything bigger. The moon enters Leo at 10:54 in the evening. So this gives you more drive and direction and self-reliance, and you're more focused on what you can do for yourself. The Leo moon then quincunxes the sun in Capricorn, and that's a really nice combination in terms of I want to work to create meaning. I want to make my life more fulfilling and enjoyable. I'm really invested in myself. So you'll take your power back here later on Tuesday the 21st. So you feel more grounded. The stress levels do reduce, but you can still be overly sensitive. So try not to read into things too much. Hearing no or being forced to deal with unwanted changes could feel like a crushing blow. Oh, okay, and I've put, so for example, okay, just sorry to talk about myself here, but this might illustrate what I mean. So different people struggle with different things, right? I'm an earth sign, so when there's something wrong with the hardware, that's when I struggle, like the car or the house or that kind of stuff. So I've been living here in this place for 6 months, and as you can see, I haven't felt very settled. I haven't hung the pictures, I haven't done the lamps. There's just something here that's weird. I just feel like, I don't know if I'm going to stick around. And for the last 2 months, there's been loads of noise with building, and that's been manageable, and I've found workarounds and stuff. But I was in an Airbnb for a week, and that wasn't ideal. And they said it was going to be done by the 15th of December. On the 17th of December, there was like all this hammering and this noise going on. And I was like, okay, I'm going to call the company and complain and da-da-da. And then I go downstairs and I see a notice that says, hi, dear residents. Electric works in the entire building are going to take place on the 20th of December and will last until the end of February. Please expect interruptions to your electricity and expect loud noise. And when I read that, I was so relieved that the thing was finished on the 15th, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a pain to have to contact them again and to see when it will be finished. Let me give them a few days, blah, blah, blah. But when I read that notice, for me, it was this total crushing, sinking feeling in the stomach. It's like, what am I going to do now? Like, I've only been here 6 months, and like 3 months have been noisy. Now I've got another 3 months of noise. That's not good. Am I going to have to move again? No. I'm going to have to deal with the management company who don't care, blah, blah, blah. And it just like, the feeling of powerlessness and this kind of fatigue that creeps in. And it's like, this is too much for me. I can't deal with it. So that's the kind of thing that you may experience on Tuesday. It's like, wow, okay, that no really has finished me off. That's the end. So try not to become too discouraged. The thing is, usually with things like that, what I notice is that if there is this strong emotional reaction and you do feel crushed, leave it for 10 minutes or an hour or 6 hours and see how you feel then. Usually you feel more, you've digested it a little bit and you feel more able to deal with whatever's coming up. Or at least you realize, okay, I don't know the answers now, but I will look at what's actually going on and then I'll have a better idea. That kind of, so be practical. The moon not the moon, the sun in Capricorn is going to help you with that. The moon in Cancer is going to make you feel like, oh, this is bad. So try and land on the side of Capricorn here by thinking in a practical way. There will be a moment of major relief later on in the day on Tuesday the 21st, when you feel like, oh, I can breathe, I can relax. Something just kind of lifts off you. That's with the change in the moon from Cancer to Leo. Okay, moving on to Wednesday, the 22nd of December. The Leo moon opposes Saturn in Aquarius. It squares Uranus in Taurus, trines Mars in Sagittarius, and Chiron in Aries, and quincunxes Mercury in Capricorn. Okay, so still a lot. Like the moon forming all these relationships with all these planets, but it's different when the moon is in Leo because it's fired up and it wants to perform and it wants to shine. So it's these other masculine types of energy. They really support the Leo moon on this day, and I think you'll feel a great sense of, ta-da, here I am, a star is born kind of vibe. So the moon in Leo obviously gives you this sense of, I want to have fun and I want to be out there and connect and enjoy. The opposition with Saturn in Aquarius, so you're not so interested in the rules. I think you're more interested in having a good time. Adaptive to change, that's really something that I've mentioned a few times now. So that's a big benefit of the week also that you should look into. I am adaptable. I can deal with this. I can change, so that will help reduce stress. Mars in Sagittarius, I want to have fun and explore. For myself, Chiron in Aries, and I want to do that in some sort of practical way. So on Wednesday, your mood changes dramatically and you feel like you're super on top of things on Wednesday. Whereas Monday, Tuesday was a bit of an emotional slog. Wednesday is like, hooray, I've made it. So it's the best day in the week to get things done, to run errands, to get supplies, to complete work projects. So this is where the showing off comes in now. So you may feel the need to impress other people. So save yourself the time and energy involved in all of that, and instead focus on pleasing yourself. So instead of, making a dinner table with all the beautiful flowers and having to go to the florist and back and forth because they don't have the right ones, but yes, they must be a light shade of pink and all of that. Instead of doing that, do something that pleases you and that makes you feel good. You'll be happier and so will everyone else, because it's about the friction and the tension. A lot of people would prefer having a dinner setting that's, if you're going to an event or something, that's okay, and have a host or a hostess who's pleasant and friendly, rather than having this beautiful spread and have a host who's a complete nervous wreck, trying to put all this together, and then the environment is gorgeous, but you can't really have a good time. So I think it's more important this week, particularly, to look after yourself and your emotional well-being than it is to perfect things. I really get the sense that perfectionism, and anyone who suffers with perfectionism, be on guard this week. It's really not something you want to engage with. Thursday, the 23rd of December, we've got the Leo moon opposing Jupiter in Aquarius now, and it quincunxes Pluto and Venus in Capricorn, and Neptune in Pisces. Okay. So the Leo moon, this ongoing sense of confidence and lightheartedness and fun. The opposition with Jupiter in Aquarius is the demands of the world appear more urgent again. So you feel like there's a lot on your plate again. So the party is kind of on hiatus here, and things are being expected of you and demanded of you, especially to make changes and to take action and to make things look nice for other people and to make things comfortable and to square everything off. Again, you're not going to be able to sort out all of your life problems in one day. So just manage your expectations a little bit on Thursday the 23rd and do as much as you can. Neptune in Pisces. So anyone who is creative this week, it supports you the whole week in terms of tapping into your imagination and then being able to get that across somehow. So if you are a painter or a designer, look at where you can work creatively at different times this week. Saturn in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. So Saturn in Aquarius is the rules, the status quo, and a friction between Uranus and Taurus is the changes that are happening. So something may challenge you in that area. I'm just going to close the door, excuse me. Okay. I'm back. Okay, Saturn in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. Yeah, so something may be challenged in terms of this is how I have become familiar with something, this is what I expect of it, and then it changes drastically on Thursday. So the stress levels go up again. You may feel a little bit frazzled again on Thursday and overwhelmed. Keep it simple and practical, only do what you can. There is a lot going on, and if you take on more than you can deal with, the outcome could be very emotional and that you blame yourself for not doing enough. So it's really important on Thursday to practice basic self-care and to stay away from any pointless arguments as well. I don't know how much astrology that is. That's just my intuition throwing that in there. Friday, the 24th of December, the Leo moon opposes Jupiter in Aquarius still. Saturn in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. The moon enters Virgo, so you become much more grounded along with the sun in Capricorn. The Virgo moon then squares Mars in Sagittarius, trines the sun in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. The Virgo moon quincunxes Chiron in Aries and Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, so Friday is a lot. There's a desire to expand and to go on adventures and to have a good time. So now again, the mood shifts very much and it's really fun. So we've got stress, fun, stress, and now fun again. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, stressful. Wednesday, really fun. Thursday, potentially stressful. And then Friday and the weekend, superb, amazing. Saturn in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. So butting heads with other people's opinions is still a theme. With the moon going into Virgo, you're much more, again, grounded in the sense of these are my obligations and this is what I can do. So you can get more done now. You feel more on top of things. So that's why the stress goes away. But you're very able to adapt things to meet your needs. So it's not because the demands reduce, it's because your ability rises up. That's what tilts this, shifts the tide of stress to fun, because you're able to cope with everything. The Virgo moon squares Mars in Aquarius. So there you go. Okay, so planning for the future may be good as well on Friday the 24th. And then a sense of following the rules and fitting in and not making waves is also something that kind of appeals to you. So you want to have a good time on Friday the 24th. If you're meeting up with other people, initially it may feel somewhat frosty or like there's miscommunication or people aren't quite getting it. So if you are connecting with others on the 24th, the best way is to try and make people feel as welcome as possible and to put them at ease and to see how things develop. Especially if it's new people, you know, if it's not like instant hysterical fits of screaming laughter because you get on so well, then don't be disappointed. You may need to get to know each other a little bit. But what I get here is that relationships during this week, even though the beginning may seem a little cool, there's the potential to build really good relationships and to have these fabulous moments with people which both of you or all of you will remember. So eccentricities and faux pas and people saying dumb things because they weren't thinking or something, try not to take that too seriously and just kind of slide over it. There's a sense of reunification and healing this Christmas, and that's what I think you ought to focus on. That there's this otherworldly sense of, oh, this is good, this is positive, what's going on between us. You know, isn't there this saying, like, I don't know where it's probably the Bible or recovery or something, where two or more gathered, there I am. It's this thing that says there's something spiritual that's alive between people, and when we meet up and when we spend time together, that energy grows and it kind of surrounds all of us. And that's what you can tap into here on Friday, and it feels somewhat enchanting. It feels like, oh, I'm connected to everyone and everything in a really positive way. So you can make some really special memories on Friday. Saturday, the 25th of December, Christmas Day, we've got the Virgo moon forming a trine with Uranus in Taurus and Mercury in Capricorn. So we've got lots of Earth now. The moon in Virgo making you somewhat grounded and, again, super practical and sober, similar to Capricorn. Uranus and Taurus, okay, changes are not ideal, but I'm willing to go with the flow. Mercury in Capricorn, yes, I can deal with changes because I'm capable. The Virgo moon quincunxes Saturn in Aquarius. So you understand what's going on very well and what people mean and what you can do and what you're not supposed to do. And it opposes Neptune and Pisces. Plus, you're creative and you can see a creative way out of situations that don't serve you. Mars in Sagittarius trines Chiron in Aries. So you want to do something for yourself that feels life-affirming. Venus, however you do that, by going on a trip or giving presents or talking, whatever. Venus in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. They've been there all week, and I don't know if I've mentioned this, but Pluto is change and transformation and rebirth. Venus is love and beauty and creativity. Capricorn is the real world, Earth. And I think that there's this one really festive, kind of cheerful vibe floating around all this week. But also I feel that there's the potential for really earnest, profound, kind of life-changing soulmate relationships to be formed. It's kind of like the Six of Cups. It's really the meeting of souls rather than, rather than the other reasons that people usually have to get into a relationship. I see that Saturday, if you feel something truly about someone else, you can trust that because it's based on genuine emotion. Sunday, the 26th of December, we've got the Virgo moon forming a trine with Venus and Pluto in Capricorn. So again, a lot of Earth. And this is really one of the most creative days now where you can really do something gorgeous. And it quincunxes Jupiter in Aquarius. So your ideas are huge. You're able to brainstorm. You're able to implement changes. The moon enters Libra at 5:24 in the afternoon. So then you're focused on making good decisions about the community you're in. You're considerate. You look at both sides of the coin. The Libra moon squares the sun in Capricorn and opposes Chiron in Aries. Okay, so that's interesting. So other people start to feature more largely and their needs, but there's still a lot of balance. So you're still looking after yourself. Mercury in Capricorn sextiles Neptune and Pisces. Again, that speaks towards all the creative people to be able to create wonderful works of art or writing. So on Sunday, it's a really good day to make plans for future visits with friends and family. And because it's such a good Christmas, you'll actually want to make these plans and you'll want to stick to them. You're not just going to do lip service. It's like, yes. So the creative stuff I've mentioned, but really the reason why is because you're getting on well with people and you can see the potential for certain relationships and you'll want to spend other time with other people, even if you are shy. And second of all, with all the Earth stuff, you're practical enough to build that in and to block it out of the calendar and to look at the options in terms of travel and things like that. So it looks like a really wholesome, positive, lovely week. Happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, just scroll down a little bit until you get to a button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology. If you have any questions about life purpose or work or travel, education, relationships, life purpose I've mentioned, anything at all really. Where do I live? What's coming up in future? How do I understand myself better? What are my strengths and weaknesses? Specific questions, no matter how random. If you've got anything you want to speak to me about, then please do get in touch for a personal reading via the website, gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing week. I'll be with you for the daily tarot readings, the one-off videos I make on the full moons and the new moons, and of course the weekly horoscopes. So I hope you have a lovely week and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.